this video on just some random things, kind of random things. This is in a church, a Catholic church, and I think you know what that is. I don't need to tell you. This is in the stained glass window in a church, because we know that supposedly, at least according to the television, this is the way. And you also have 333 ministries, remember? Now this is interesting. This is obviously Masonic. Here's the Earth. Here's the Moon. And if you look right here, you can see Saturn. See Saturn right here? There he is there. So basically, you got your triangle that goes from there to there and then across. But what's more interesting is you see this here? Just to prove my work. You see this radio wave or whatever it looks like that's emitting from this point? Well, here's Blue Oyster Cult. See this symbol here? That's a very, very old symbol of Saturn. And notice the lines that are going out and emanating from Saturn. And it's the same thing that you'll see here. Trust me when I tell you this shit. Nobody except people that are involved in this shit has studied this crap more than I have. Okay? Oh, and the G stands for gate. It was the gateway. It's broke. So red and blue star, of course. I'm assuming this may be Sirius A and Sirius B. One's blue and one's red. Let's get into a little bit of androgyny. Here's the Rolling Stones on Saturn Radio. There's Keith Richards, that ugly motherfucker. And here's Don Knotts or Mick Jagger, whatever he is. You know, showing you there. You got your red and you got your blue. It's those guys. This is an interesting picture. SS Gates, which is basically this. Hitler was really big into that. And these guys are the Devils. That's their name. The Devils, that's the name of the team. That's very nice. And 1989, the San Francisco bridge collapse. I find this to be a very odd color for Channel 7 News to be using. See, there's also codes in these colors. You know, it takes a long time to try and break this shit down, if it's even possible. We know what the purple is, and we know what the blue and red is. Green, you know, I got to keep digging. But what's more interesting, and this is going back to a video that Dave did, which he did a good job on, by the way. The bridge that collapsed has this on it. That's a troll or a gremlin, whatever. Not a good thing. As a matter of fact, it's a retarded thing to put on there. Things that a bunch of people got killed. So let's go look at the story. Let's see if there's anything in it that might lead us to believe that maybe it's coded. Here it is here, 1989. 504, there's your 9. 6 and 9, that's 15. That's 1 plus 5, that's 6. The quake killed 63. That's 9. You notice they got a 2 there, so it may mean squared. Okay, so you got your 969. Then over here you've got, of course, you got a 7 in there. You got a 3, but it's split from the 12. So that's 3 and 3, that's your 33. These other numbers have to do, you have to look at the model of it. But I'm just keeping it very simple. You guys, you see this? It's coded. Because this is probably a natural occurrence from whatever this is emanating from. From here. The pyramids are absolutely 100% connected to Saturn at one time. They no longer work. It's probably another thing that CERN's working on. You know, is trying to get, you know, that whole series of pyramids up and running. Because there's pyramids on every continent and in the ocean. They've even found them, I think, up in the North and South Pole. So if you want to know more about that, you go talk to McCleary. But yeah, here's the system: Earth, Moon, and Saturn. It's obvious. It's right here. Here it is here. So I just thought I'd bring that up. I thought it was interesting stuff. Here's another stained glass window in a Catholic church. You know, the reason that they do the glass like this is because it represents the fractal reality that we're in. If you look at this window here, it just looks like it's a line that's going through, but it's really not. It's showing you 3 dimensions. This line is showing you that there's depth going that way, and there's depth coming this way. It's moving towards you, and it's moving away from you going that way. So, you know, and here it looks to me like they're trying to draw on a few other things, but you get the gist of it. But this is nice to know that taxpayers' money's paying for that. You fucking scumbags. 969 and 33. What did Tesla say? If you knew how to control the 369, you could control the universe. Well, on the Kabbalistic tree of life, if we look at it, Saturn is 3. Saturn is 3. 6 is our sun. So Saturn is 3, 6 is our sun, and 9 is the moon. And then it comes down to us. But that's not what's being shown here. It's being shown the Hebrew way that Hebrews show it. And it's Saturn, the moon, and the earth. It's interesting here. Look at the light pole, how it's only split into 3. That's kind of odd, ain't it? That's really stupid. Why wouldn't they have a 4th one going out? You know why? Because it just represents 3. Same thing going on over here. Once you start seeing the code and understanding it, you don't have to understand all of it. There's no perfection in this because it's too big. But just understanding a little bit is a massive step forward into understanding a bigger picture. I mean, this is really the only thread that I found to be constant on this planet, is this. Because it all stems from this point. That's why it always goes back to Saturn. Always. So the Bible says Satan is the ruler of this world, or Saturn is a light bearer. It's all the same thing. You can't get around it. This is a nice church window, isn't it? What do you think? 3 pillars with the X at the top, which is what this is. Except the element here. The element is bent here. So you would have 4 elements, so this thing isn't working properly. So the movie with Bruce, the guy from Die Hard, Bruce Willis, the 5th element would be the one that would be replacing this element. So interesting stuff, Maynards. Of course, we got our Jewish picture. See, when you sit down and read this, it's just like a story. So there you go. That's it for right now.